Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kim Calvert, Vice President of Marketing and Events at the Regional Chamber, and it is truly my privilege to welcome you to the 25th Annual ATHENA Award Dinner. Tonight, we honor 18 nominees, women who strive toward the highest levels of professional accomplishment, women who excel in their chosen career, have devoted time, energy, and leadership to their community, and who serve as exceptional role models, inspiring and assisting others to achieve excellence. Tonight, we celebrate women who embody Athena, the dynamic goddess of Greek mythology, known for her strength, courage, and wisdom. Our nominees are a powerful group with a tremendous ability to impact whatever issues they choose to address and to affect change, and their work and dedication impact not just a few, but thousands across our entire valley. Our nominees represent a diverse group comprising public and private companies, nonprofit organizations, the financial, education, and healthcare sectors, and even the retail and dog grooming industries, just to name a few. Whether you know our nominees and the work that they have accomplished or will be learning about them for the first time tonight, I promise that you will be wowed and utterly amazed by their individual and collective achievements, as well as their passion for helping others. It is significant that our Athena program turns 25 this year, and we are going to hear a lot of insight, perspective, and reflection this evening from those who are seated at our head table. We are also proud to spend some time with our very first Athena Award recipient, Helen Pays, who has a great story to share and will tell us how the program has evolved and what the award has meant to her for so many years. And I'm not exaggerating when I say many years. Helen has only missed one Athena Award dinner in 25 years. I don't know anyone who has been more dedicated to this program. She served on the Athena Committee for 10 years before directly overseeing the program for 3 more years when she worked with us at the Regional Chamber. So we are excited and honored to hear from Helen tonight. In thinking about our 25 years of Athena, I tried to find something special that we share our 25th anniversary with. And the best that I could find was that 25 years ago, the first text message was sent. The JPEG, for you, those of you who know images, was invented, and the technology to attach images to videos, or images and videos to email was invented. So while that's all really interesting, that's not quite what I had in mind. So instead, think about a 25th wedding anniversary, perhaps, or 25 years on the job or in business. 25 years is really that first big milestone number to be commemorated because we're celebrating great longevity, success, and growth. As this program has recognized nearly 1,000 women in our valley since its inception and grown to be among the Athena International's top 5 largest in the country, we have undoubtedly set the stage for at least 25 years more. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in taking a look back.
Life is hectic and unpredictable, and we all go at an unbelievable pace. But I encourage all of you to truly believe in who you are.
At our orientation, Dr. Laura Meek said, it increases your circle of influence. I love that. That's what this is all about, making this world a better place.
Today we are honoring the contribution of women here in the Mahoning Valley. I am proud to call this home. We have so many positive qualities in our valley and many great leaders making a difference every day.
Be your own kind of leader. Don't think you have to fit into somebody else's mold of what kind of a leader you have to be.
My belief is that all of you, all of us, are driven by our passion and our purpose, whether that's in public advocacy, whether it's in health, whether it's in manufacturing. We all are committed to our purpose.
What does success look like? I heard a quote recently that said success is going from one failure to another with enthusiasm.
This honor confirms something I've known about myself for a long time, and that's I am a hard worker, but I'm also really lucky.
I also think that you need to have a plan. You got to learn how to set goals. Goals are very important. I always tell people that's the roadmap to success.
While the playing field looks more fair and level, we still have work to do. And as I said, that work to do is to nurture and develop the next generation.
You know, it was an honor just to be nominated and to be classed in with all these other wonderful and accomplished women who have done so much in their own areas to help and better our community. And isn't that what the ATHENA Award and a program is really all about? Recognizing women in leadership who have mentored others and who have worked for the betterment of their community.
Helen, I only regret that 25 years ago we didn't have the ability to have the video to go with the rest of it, but I certainly got a little emotional watching that this morning, and hopefully, all of you can share in the sentiment of 25 years of ATHENA. But allow me to begin our evening with special introductions. Seated at our head table from your left to right are Attorney Marty Bushy of Manchester, Newman and Bennett, past immediate chairwoman of the Regional Chamber's Board of Directors and our 2011 ATHENA Award recipient. Helen Pace, Community Development Coordinator at the Alzheimer's Association, our first ATHENA recipient and our speaker this evening. Kathy Cook, President of St. Joseph Warren Hospital at Mercy Health and our 2016 ATHENA Award recipient. Dr. Betty Jo Licata, Dean of the Williamson College of Business Administration, award presentation sponsor and longtime chair of our ATHENA committee. Sherry Harrell, President of the Community Foundation of the Mahoning Valley, which oversees our ATHENA Scholarship Fund. Jane Peterson, Regional Vice President, Ohio Individual and 1 to 99 Group Sales at Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, founder of the Anthem Scholarship. Nina Perkins, Community Events Manager for The Vindicator and Vindy.com, co-presenter of the ATHENA Award Program. And Tom Murray, Senior Vice President, Enterprise and Senior Banker at KeyBank, our VIP reception sponsor. The ATHENA Award Dinner would not be possible, of course, without the support of our co-presenter, The Vindicator and Vindy.com. For 23 years, The Vindicator has partnered with a regional chamber to present this prestigious event. There truly aren't enough words to express our gratitude for their constant and generous support of this program. Without The Vindicator's extensive promotional and advertising efforts, which reach more than 250,000 readers, the ATHENA program certainly would not be the premier event that it has become in our valley. We would like to thank Betty Brown Jagnow, The Vindicator's publisher, General Manager Mark Brown, Nina Perkins and reporter Kaylee Hall for their dedication in making this evening so special and one that each of our nominees and their families will treasure. Please welcome this evening from The Vindicator, Nina Perkins, Community Events Manager.
Okay. Thank you, Kim, for those kind words. And I'm going to keep this very brief because it is an evening about our honorees. So again, good evening. Welcome to the 25th Annual ATHENA Awards Dinner. I am Nina Perkins, Community Events Manager of The Vindicator, whose support and sponsorship of this magnificent program goes back 23 years, almost to the very beginning. Our publisher, Betty Brown Jagnow, and our general manager, Mark Brown, saw the need and worth of such a program then and now. So therefore, simply said, the Vindicator's commitment to the Athena is ongoing. It is just such a pleasure to be able every year and many years to come to honor our deserving local women. Thank you.
Thank you so much again, Nina, and to the Vindicator for your longtime support of our program. In addition to the Vindicator's longevity and partnership, KeyBank has been a top sponsor of this event since 2000, and we wouldn't be celebrating our 25th without their championing this event and our nominees each year. Please welcome from KeyBank, Tom Murray, Senior Vice President, Enterprise and Senior Banker.
Welcome. I first want to thank the Vindicator and the Chamber and our fellow sponsors for supporting this event over the past 25 years. It is truly an honor to be here with so many distinguished nominees. I feel pretty special. If you take a look, I've got women on either side of me. So, through KeyBank, I and my colleagues are also proud to be associated with the nominees' values of professional excellence, community service, and leadership. We're also especially proud of one of our own colleagues, Kathy Borhatch, who is also a nominee. But it starts at the top of the organization. KeyBank has been a sponsor for the past 17 years, and our CEO, Beth Moody, who you saw in the video, and is ranked as one of the top bankers, women bankers in the country, has always supported the effort here. So tonight, we are once again proud sponsors. I want to congratulate all the nominees, and I think that this is their night to be special and for us to support them in their future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom, and again to KeyBank for 17 years of so generously supporting the Athena program in this wonderful evening. We truly could not do this without you. Additionally, the Vindicator joins the Chamber in expressing our gratitude to all of our 2017 Athena sponsors. Please hold your applause. Our Diamond sponsors, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and Ohio Living, Park Vista, Lake Vista, Home Health and Hospice, and the Foundation. Our corporate sponsors, Home Savings Bank and Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC. And our patron sponsors, Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley, Lee and Bonnie Boardman, Chemical Bank, and Huntington Bank. Can we please have a round of applause for our sponsors? Again, thank you to all. I would now like to spotlight a very impressive group of women, the members of the 2017 Athena Award Committee, who are responsible for this evening's success. The group comprises past recipients and nominees, sponsors, and overall influential women in our community. They are passionate, energetic, and incredibly dedicated to this program. And of course, we would not have achieved such success without the exceptional leadership of the committee's chair, Dr. Betty Jo Licata, of the Williamson College of Business Administration at YSU. For the sake of time, I will not read the committee members' names, but they are listed on the program. Ladies, would you all please stand while we give you a round of applause for your efforts for making tonight possible.
Make sure they know we're not the selection.
And Betty Jo just reminded me to let you know that they are not the selection committee for the actual award recipient. We also wouldn't be celebrating the event without the help of a wonderful team at the Regional Chamber. From the creation of the nomination forms, invitations, and programs to the reservation process, seating, production, decor, and menu, it really does take an entire team. But they make every effort to ensure this evening is a magical one for our nominees and guests. And so a special thank you to Mary Beth Wyko and Leslie Davis for another year and for creating a special, lasting memory this evening. And to the Chamber's President and CEO, Tom Humphreys, our Board Chairman, Ted Schmidt, and the entire board, thank you for your support of this program and all of the wonderful women we honor each year. Well, on May 19th of 2016, Kathy Cook, president of St. Joseph Warren Hospital, was standing here at the close of the evening after being named our Athena Award recipient. And as she's about to tell you, that night and the past year have been quite an experience. Please welcome Kathy as she shares her thoughts on the honor and words of wisdom for our nominees and offers our invocation before dinner.
Thank you, Kim. And I also would like to thank all of the sponsors who continue to allow this to go on. 25 years is truly a great testimony to all of the wonderful women in our valley that continue to do great work. As I stood here, and I can't believe it's been a year already, time does go by so fast. As I went through the year, I always knew what the Athena was. Mercy's always had great women that have been here and that have been nominated. But I didn't understand truly how many people knew about it out in the valley, because people would come up to me and congratulate me, or they would give me a kind of a nodding, I think I know maybe something about you. And like, what am I going to say? Oh, yeah, I won the Athena, you know. So, but then eventually they go, oh, I think, you know, so, oh, yes, you know. But it really does speak to that women are recognized, and I think that that's great. It also allowed me to meet so many people that I would never have met, and to become part of the Athena committee and get involved in other opportunities. So I actually had some other words that I was going to talk about, and just so I'll keep it brief, but you will see that my speech is written on the back of boarding passes. Jeannie and I just arrived back today. We took the red eye back from Hollywood, California, where we were privileged to be invited yesterday. We are on the board for the Women's Choice Award, which is a national organization. Mercy Health is proud to be Women's Choice Award hospitals here in the Valley. And with that, certain hospitals are invited to be on the board. So for the past few years, we have been on the board, and they held their first Women's Choice Award ceremonies out in Hollywood, California. Well, when the invitation came, we said, well, we can't accept. I have to be here on May 18th, and Delia Posse, who is the CEO, convinced us that we absolutely had to be there, once-in-a-lifetime experience. Take the red eye, you'll do great. I said, okay. So we did. Well, we're glad we did. It truly was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So I want to share with you a few of the things that we saw and learned. We actually walked the red carpet. We were with Meredith Vieira, Sharon Stone, and 40-plus other people. We really probably are in a generation where there were many stars who they were holding up names of people that we still weren't quite sure who some of those people were. But Jeannie was told she looked beautiful by one of the stars, and we're going to figure out who she is. So we were there amongst actresses, activists, a female astronaut, journalists, songwriters, musicians, and really hundreds of other people were there to celebrate women. It was very empowering. We were there as healthcare executives, women CEOs that were recognized for the work that we do. We had a special opportunity to be on the red carpet with the healthcare CEOs, and we were recognized during the program for the work that healthcare does. We heard from many great women. There were awards given out, inspiring stories. But I realized that coming here tonight, I was going to be sitting here in the Valley amongst many great people who are doing so many wonderful things right here. So what I heard was inspirational speeches and quotes. So I thought I would share some of what we heard that was energizing and inspirational and bring some of that Hollywood here. So I'm going to give you 5 of the quotes and leave you with that. The first thing, strength comes from within. They talked also, the second thing, be a shero, not a hero, but a shero for females. Go after your dream with a fire that no one can extinguish. The more you focus on other people, the happier you will be. And the female astronaut stated, determination determines your destination. And I really thought that one speaks to everyone that's here today that has gone through so much, and determination truly led you to where you sit here today. So thank you again for the opportunity to represent such a prestigious award for women, and congratulations to all of the nominees for today. we'll now have the invocation. We pray that we shall never be so blind that our small world is all we ever see, or so supremely satisfied that what we are is all we will ever want to be. Give us the job of feeling someone's need. Make us gracious followers. Make gracious those who lead. And more than all, we pray that through the years, we will remember there are always new frontiers. This evening, as we are about to share this festive meal, we ask for a special blessing for our Athena nominees, who through their achievements teach and inspire us all to reach our full leadership potential. May the celebration shed its light on all we do professionally for each other and the community.
We once again send our warmest welcome to each of you and hope you've enjoyed the festivities of our 25th annual Athena Award dinner. It's a great evening to celebrate the accomplishments of these amazing 18 women, as well as all those women we've honored in the past 25 years. We hope you enjoyed the excellent dinner prepared by Mr. Anthony's, and that you've taken the opportunity to offer a toast to your special nominee with the wine so generously donated by Mr. Anthony's. The inspiration for the Athena Award originated in Lansing, Michigan in 1980. It was there that Martha Mayhood Mertz, while serving on the Chamber Board, realized that awards programs recognizing working women were few and far between. She mobilized the community and recruited a number of sponsors, and the first Athena Award was presented in 1982. We are part of a global initiative and part of Athena International. Since 1982, more than 6,000 individuals in nearly 600 communities in the United States, Canada, Russia, China, and the United Kingdom have received the award and have become a part of Athena International. If you had the opportunity to read The Vindicator last week, you would have seen a story on the history of our local Athena Award, but I'd like to highlight that for you. The Athena Award was first presented in the Mahoning Valley in 1990. We learned that Dorothy Perrin, who was the president of the Youngstown Business and Professional Women's Club in the 1980s, attended a convention of the club in Charlotte and found out more about the Athena program when the sculpture that was on display in the Athena International exhibit booth caught her eye. She knew the program would be a great one for honoring professional women in our region and brought it to town. She secured Oldsmobile as the sponsor of that first award and partnered with the Chamber to present the first event. And here we are, 25 years later. Dorothy is here tonight, and I would like to ask her to stand, and please join me in giving her a very special round of applause for her vision and her efforts. Dorothy, thank you very much, and I'm sure you're very proud of what you've started here in the Mahoning Valley and continues 25 years after you brought that to the Valley. Thank you. After the 1991 Athena Award was presented in our Valley, the program went into hiatus with the merger of the Youngstown, Niles, and Warren Chambers. In 1995, the Athena was reinvented, and the Chamber and the Vindicator joined forces to be co-presenters, and we're very proud that that partnership has continued. The Athena program provides an incredible resource for past nominees and recipients, creating a strong and valuable network here in our Valley. We've instituted the Athena Leadership Forum as another means of bringing professional women together. And tonight we have several past Athena Award recipients with us, and we would like to recognize them. When your name is called, would you please stand and remain standing until all the recipients have been recognized, and if everyone would hold their applause until the end. Of course, you've already met 3 of our past recipients sitting at our head table. Kathy Cook, Athena recipient in 2016, Helen Pays, recipient in 1990, and attorney Marty Bushy, recipient in 2011. Also with us tonight, Jeannie Abel, our 2015 Athena Award recipient, Holly Welch, our 2014 Athena recipient, Attorney Shauna Latalian, our 2010 recipient. Karen Abrams, our 2012 recipient. Sister Patricia McNicholas, our 2005 recipient. And Carolyn Anderson, our 1997 recipient. And I hope I haven't missed anyone, have I? Kim, you're in charge. Pardon me? Oh, Karen Cullen. I'm so sorry, Karen. Please join me in a round of applause for these women. Choosing a recipient each year is always a difficult decision for the selection committee because there are so many accomplished women who are nominated. We would now like to ask all past nominees in the audience to please stand and be recognized. You'll notice the sculpture that we have on display, and the sculpture we'll present to this year's recipient. And inscribed on the sculpture is, "What is honored in a country will be cultivated there." And that is a quote from Plato. And this year it's a privilege for the Williamson College of Business at YSU to be the sponsor of the ATHENA Pin and Sculpture Award. We embrace the same ideals as the ATHENA Award of professional excellence, community service, and assisting women for their leadership and professional success. So it's our honor to provide that this evening for our recipient. In a little bit, we're going to introduce you to all of our nominees. You'll have an opportunity to learn a little bit about them. But this year, we've decided to capture a bit of additional insight via video. We asked our nominees a few questions, and throughout the evening, we'll show you their answers. Please direct your attention to the screen for the first segment.
My cousins were shoe salesmen for LA Gear and Reebok and Keds, and so they would have all these sample shoes, and they would pay us, the younger cousins, to make pairs out of all the sample shoes. And so that's one of the first things we did.
My first job was a cashier at our local neighborhood store where I grew up in Warren. The store was called Turney's. It was sort of along the lines of a Walmart. And I was 17, and I was so proud to have my own job and be responsible and make my own money. And this job, when I look back on it, I think about the one thing that I learned in that very first job that is so important to me even now in my professional role, and that is learning how to connect with people.
I was a babysitter. I actually had a family of 5 kids that I babysat, and I think I was 13 or something, ranging from like 8 twins that were 8 years old and down to an infant that was 12 months. But I cut grass, and officially I was a sandwich artist for Subway when I got to be that age.
My first job was the summer before I was a senior. So that would have been the summer of '79, and I worked at McDonald's. And my job there was to assist with children's birthday parties. And I had to dress up as the Hamburglar and the Grimace.
My first job, I worked for my parents. They own rental property, and the office was at home. So this was a 24/7 job. If you were home, you were working. And we did everything from answer the phone calls to rent units to clean and maintain and do bookkeeping.
My very first job was a catering job, and I was probably around 12 years old. And again, I used to go with my mom and help her out, and they were having this big, huge Italian sit-down dinner. And I went my first time serving food, you know, and everything was family style. And I was carrying a platter of pasta, homemade pasta, to the table, and I didn't set it down flat. I tilted it, and the spaghetti all slid onto the table. And I was at a table with older Italian gentlemen, and they turned around and they said, "That's okay, honey, we'll just eat it off the table." They picked it up off the table, ate it, gave me a platter, and said, "Go get some more."
I was a horrible waitress. I was awful. I put food on myself. I would drop plates of food on me, on other people, would break dishes, and they would always try to cover for me. God love those people, because they taught me that even if you're not excelling in something, sometimes somebody will uplift you and still believe in you to do that. And people would cover for me all the time. When I would drop something, you'd hear another glass, they'd say, "There goes Kate." So that was needless to say, waitressing was not my forte, but that's what I did. That was my first job.
When I was a kid, I had a paper route, and back in those days you had to go up to the house to collect, and you had a little punch. Well, I rode my bike all over town collecting for my paper route, and I always had dogs chasing me on my bike. And one dog bit me, a little Chihuahua. And I never forgot that dog, and I'm still afraid of Chihuahuas to this day.
Interestingly enough, for a person who hasn't eaten red meat since she was probably 17 years old, which was a couple of years ago, my first job was working at Ponderosa Steakhouse. One of my best friends and I went to apply together. We were hired on the spot, and we worked with probably 20 other high school and early college age kids. I was there for 5 years, learning everything from how to make a salad, to cook on a grill, to butter bread, and and cash registers and customer service, and it was a ball.
And we'll have more wonderful stories to share with you throughout the night. 10 years ago, as our Athena committee continues to grow and look for new opportunities to recognize women in our valley, we decided to establish a scholarship to further our mission of advancing women's leadership and promoting education. So in conjunction with the Community Foundation of the Mahoning Valley, which manages the Athena Scholarship, we're able to award a deserving student a $1,500 scholarship to continue her education. And in addition, I'm proud to announce that this year's recipient will also receive an iPad donated by Lee and Bonnie Deutsch Boardman. Here to introduce our 2017 Athena Scholarship recipient is the president of the Community Foundation, Sherry Harrell.
Thank you. It's my distinct honor to present this year's Athena Scholarship to a deserving young woman who clearly stood out among the applicants. The requirements of the scholarship state that an applicant must be a resident of the Mahoning Valley and either a high school senior planning to attend Youngstown State University, Eastern Gateway Community College, or Kent State University's regional campuses, or a student currently enrolled at those institutions. The recipient of the Athena Scholarship should demonstrate initiative and excellence in her educational or work pursuits, have a proven record of community service, and demonstrate a commitment to and experience in mentoring others. And as you're about to hear, our recipient has excelled at all levels. After graduating from Campbell Memorial High School this year with a 4.0 grade point average, Samantha Coolius plans to study pre-medicine when she attends Youngstown State University this fall. To help prepare for a career in a field that she has long been passionate about, Samantha has participated in the Health Professions Affinity Community through the Northeast Ohio Medical University for the past 5 years. The goal of this group is to shine a light on ongoing health-related issues within a community and address those issues through a service project. Her group focused on the abuse and neglect of children and the elderly. This National Honor Society student has also pursued the development of her leadership skills through many seminars and programs such as the Effective Leadership Academy, Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Seminar, Bright Futures Program, and the Women in Medicine Day. She was commended for her work in Operation Keepsake, the Friends for Friends campaign, which brings awareness to adolescent issues through short films. And she has taken part in countless service projects via the Greek Orthodox Youth Association, including serving food at the Rescue Mission and Neighborhood Ministries and visiting nursing homes at the holidays. Samantha credits her parents for instilling good morals and teaching her how to be respectful, responsible, and humble, all characteristics that will help her become a strong and influential leader. Her teachers already call her a natural leader and say that her work ethic is unparalleled. She has maintained a 4.0, volunteered countless hours, worked part-time, and her peers look to her for help and guidance. Samantha herself says that, quote, "This new chapter of my life will expose me to even more extensive programs generated in an effort to better society and its members. I soon will be able to broaden my scope of mentoring abilities, therefore leaving a great impact on society for generations to come." Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our 2017 Athena Scholarship recipient, Ms. Samantha Coolius.
Do you have a page of mine there? The last one.
So firstly, I would like to thank the Athena Committee for selecting me to receive such an honorable scholarship. Furthermore, I would like to thank the Regional Chamber and Community Foundation of the Mahoning Valley for sponsoring this illustrious award. Not to mention, I would like to thank the Boardmans for their gracious gift. I feel so esteemed to be standing here before you to accept the Athena Scholarship. I find it amazing how the ATHENA Award program recognizes the successful and professional women within our community. For that reason, I am exceptionally honored to be named a recipient of this year's Athena Scholarship, especially considering the fact that when I first applied, I was extremely apprehensive that I even had a chance at receiving this award. The goddess Athena is the epitome of wisdom, enlightenment, strength, and courage, all of these being attributes that I hope to humbly emulate to even the smallest extent as I chase my own professional aspirations and become a dermatologist. So I want to graciously say thank you one last time to the Athena program for making such scholarship the possible to assist me in my future studies at university. Thank you.
Samantha, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing your return to these events. Well, 5 years ago, after we presented our Athena Scholarship, John Cooper, Vice President of Sales for Ohio at Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, a longtime supporter of the Athena program, was in the crowd and was wowed by the presentation of the Athena Scholarship and the accomplishments and remarks of the recipient. That night, he vowed to help even more young women pursue their educational goals, and tonight we're honored to present again 2 additional Anthem scholarships in the amount of $1,250 each. Please welcome to present these awards Jane Peterson, Anthem's Regional Vice President of Ohio's Individual and 199 Group Sales.
Thank you. Jillian Maynard will be graduating from South Range High School with a 3.9 grade point average and enrolling at Youngstown State University in the fall to pursue a degree in nursing, a fitting area of study given that helping others is one of her greatest passions. During her senior year at South Range, Jillian was the president of Sisterhood, a program her mom founded 10 years prior when she was the counselor at the school. The premise of the program is that freshman girls are paired with seniors or big sisters who become mentors and friends. Jillian had a wonderful experience as a freshman and is proud that the program now has a record number of members under her leadership. She has spent time decorating at nursing homes, volunteering at Angels for Animals, collecting food for the Second Harvest Food Bank, and much more. The National Honor Society student and youth leadership Mahoning Valley graduate has completed 27 hours of college credit, all while lettering in soccer, participating as class secretary and in band and drama club, and working part-time right here at Mr. Anthony's banquet facility. Jillian says she plans to lead by example, and in her career and for the rest of her life, she wants to be a leader who inspires others. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our first Anthem Scholarship recipient, Ms. Jillian Maynard.
For the past 2 years, I have worked the Athena banquet at Mr. Anthony's. During this time, I have become fascinated with the Athena program and its mission to recognize outstanding women in the community. The woman being awarded represents the type of leader I aspire to be and pushes me to make a difference in whatever way possible. In the past 2 years, I could have possibly been the one that assisted you. but the tables have turned, and the Athena program, along with Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, is now assisting me. The scholarship will be a tremendous help towards my future at Youngstown State University. To be recognized by Athena, the program I admired from the sidelines, is an incredible honor, and I can't thank everyone enough. In honor of this program and the strong woman it represents, I will continue being a leader in the community and hopefully inspire other young women to become leaders as well. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Jillian, and congratulations again on all your hard work and achievements. Our second Anthem Scholarship recipient, Megan Factor, is a junior at Youngstown State University and is majoring in advertising and public relations and minoring in graphic design. With a 3.91 grade point average, the YSU Honors College member and trustee accepted an invitation to become a Williamson College of Business Administration business leader, is a member of Beta Gamma Sigma, and has received multiple scholarships for her efforts, including scholarships to study abroad. In fact, Megan just returned from the Czech Republic. She is part of YSU's Penguin Productions and Ads Club, coached Canfield High School's speech and debate team, and has volunteered for various programs 10 hours each month for the past 3 years through the Honors College. Through her work as speech and debate coach and YSU's Summer Honors Institute counselor, and also as a pen pal to a Youngstown elementary student, Megan learned more than she could have imagined. She said, "They all taught me things about myself I never knew. How to be an effective leader, the level of guidance to give each student, and what I can do to make a difference in someone's life are skills that cannot be learned from a book or in the classroom. As I was acting as a mentor, I was also being mentored without even knowing." After Megan graduates in May 2018, she will go on to pursue a graduate degree. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anthem Scholarship recipient, Ms. Megan Factor.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am so thankful for being the recipient of such a prestigious award, and it's just so incredible to be in the presence of so many influential and passionate women and to live in a community that values women leadership, and I'm glad to be joining your ranks and making a difference in the Mahoning Valley. And thank you to the selection committee and the Vindicator and the Regional Chamber. Thanks so much.
Congratulations once again to Jillian and to Megan. Before we officially introduce our 2017 Athena Award nominees, I'd like to ask you again to turn your attention to the screen so we can hear what our nominees have to say about who inspired their work life.
My greatest inspiration has been my grandmother, Vivian. Growing up, I seen her take care of a lot of people, whether she felt like it or not, and even though we didn't have much of our own, she loved to cook, and she would cook for people in the neighborhood, and oftentimes I would ride with her and deliver food to different seniors in the community, and I can remember asking her, why are we giving when we really don't have enough for ourselves? And she told me one of the most important things that I needed to learn in life and as I grow up was that when we give, we receive back in return. And we are to give to others because we've been given too. So I try to live every day and remember that.
My cousin, Jackie Marchionda, she has a child who's autistic. She has gone through some really just hard tragedies, and to see her persevere has just been an inspiration to me and to my family, and just to see what she has to go through on a daily basis. If I'm having a tough day, I look at her situation and everything she has to do to be the great human that she is, and I just say, wow, you know what, I can be a little stronger.
My inspiration in life is my youngest sister, Kathy. Kathy was a global medical affairs specialist for Medtronic Diabetes. She fought breast cancer with courage and dignity, and throughout it all hardly ever missed a day of work. She had a fresh perspective on life and what mattered the most.
Well, life's messy. It's definitely messy, and there's days that go by that I don't feel like I'm juggling enough, I'm not performing enough, I'm not getting work life right, I'm not getting home life right. And then I have my daughter who looks at me and she could tell I'm just disheveled, and she'll just look at me dead stop and say, "Mommy, you can do anything. You're Kate Davis." And I always end up laughing when she says that, but it always gives me the inspiration that I need. Or my son, he's almost 4, and he'll look at me and say, "Mommy, I love your heart."
I think it's a pretty easy answer for me. It's my mom. And a lot of people probably say their mom, but I want to tell you why my mom is. My mom was widowed at 34 years old. My father died of cancer at 36. And my mom raised 3 teenagers all on her own. And with encouragement and love, she had 3 kids that turned out to be really good citizens, good people, and I give her a lot of credit because she could have easily just given up and not kept encouraging us, but she did. And so even though she's in her 70s now, she's still my best friend and the best role model any gal could ever have.
My inspiration in life and work would be my dad. He had such a passion for life, for his family, and for his employer. He actually worked for Home Savings for 42 years before retiring, so I'd like to say that I was one of his best referrals to the organization over the years. He met every challenge in life with a way to figure it out. He would always work it out. He would always resolve things. He just was a great human being.
I would have to say the author Wayne Dyer has probably been my greatest inspiration, at least over the last 2 to 3 years. I read his book, I Can See Clearly Now, and after finishing it, we were able to establish our nonprofit organization, Sight for All, and that has probably been my most proud accomplishment.
My mom was not raised in her own family because her parents were both deceased, and yet she grew up to be the kindest, most loving example of motherhood, and she's just always been an example to me. I lost her when I was 23. She's still with me. She's with me every day, and I see her in my children. So between my mom and my daughters, who are now young women themselves and young mothers themselves, and except for my youngest, who's a little bit behind on that curve, but they're my inspiration in life. In work, my inspiration comes from the families who are so disparately impacted by circumstances that they were born into, and that really gets me out of bed every morning to go do the work that I do.
Well, that would have to be both my parents, because they both have worked their entire lives. My dad, just 87 years old is when he finally decided he's no longer working. And my mom, she's here with me every day for 11 hours a day helping me out at the shop, and they instilled the work knowledge, the work ethic. You know, you got to work hard to get what you want. So they are my inspirations.
Through the selection process, the selection committee received volumes of information that document the accomplishments and the commitment and the involvement of our nominees. Unfortunately, we can't share all of that information with you this evening, but we are going to share some of those highlights, as well as you'll notice in your program that there's a more extensive write-up on each of our nominees. This evening, as we introduce each of our nominees, they'll come forward. They'll receive a certificate, a reduced version of the full-page ad that was in the Vindicator, and a special gift. And it's my pleasure to begin to introduce the first group of nominees. I'd like to ask our first 6 nominees to please come forward and line up on this side of the stage. I'd like to introduce Susan Burney, Jessica Borgia, Cindy Caramelli, Dr. Amy Constantino, Katie Davis, and Darlene Donatello. Susan Burney joined the Ohio Living Foundation team in 2016 as Director of Gift Planning for Park Vista, Lake Vista, and Home Health and Hospice. Because of Susan's efforts, $600,000 in gift income has already come to the Ohio Living Park Vista campus alone, including a specific endowment to expand STEM-based education for its Mahoning Valley Lifelong Learning Institute. Breast cancer awareness is Susan's greatest cause, and in 18 years, through collaboration on grant allocations, she has secured $1.5 million in funding for that cause. She has been the single Valley representative to the Susan G. Komen Foundation Board for more than 20 years. Susan Burney. Jessica Borza is Executive Director of the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition, a position she has held since its founding in 2011. Her leadership and insight have helped create the necessary partnerships to recruit, prepare, and retain a workforce qualified for the manufacturing industry. The coalition is 90 members strong and has attracted more than $17.4 million in funding. Jessica's passion lies in connecting people, especially youth, to in-demand jobs. She has partnered with several community organizations to develop Manufacturing Readiness, a workforce development program, and the Summer Manufacturing Institute, a summer camp for youth with a focus on manufacturing careers. Jessica Borza. After starting her career in banking as a teller with Home Savings Bank in 1980, Cynthia Caramelli was promoted several times, becoming Senior Vice President of Human Resources in 2017 after 16 years as Vice President. She has established competitive compensation and benefit plans to recruit and retain top talent and work to support Home Savings' growth and service goals through innovative, cost-effective recruiting and retention initiatives, assuring that the company will employ top talent. Cynthia has served as a board member for Meridian Healthcare for 10 years and is active with Junior Achievement. Cynthia Caramelli. Dr. Amy Constantino began her career at Youngstown State University in 1990 at its Student Enrichment Center. In 2015, she was named director of YSU's Honors College, and the college has since grown to more than 700 students from 330. The current class is the strongest academically in history, and the Honors College has boasted a fall-to-fall retention rate of 97% for each of the last 3 years. Each year, Dr. Constantino directs the annual Global Day of Service, totaling more than 6,000 hours of volunteerism over the past 5 years, with a local economic impact of an estimated $128,000. Dr. Amy Constantino. Katie Davis became the Director of Business Development for Ohio Living Home Health and Hospice in 2014. In just 3 short years, she increased home health admissions by 91% and the hospice daily census by 24%. Overall, revenue grew by $2 million. Kate founded and is the director of Rise Up, a nonprofit group that empowers single mothers to recreate, redefine, and rebuild their lives through inspiring and encouraging one another. The group is over 1,000 strong and holds monthly in-person meetings as a way for single mothers to share stories and insights. Kate Davis. After a 25-year career in benefit administration, Darlene Donatello set out to start her own business, and since 2014, she's been the owner and operator and sole employee of Dar's Dirty Dogs, a self-service dog bath and professional grooming company in Youngstown. Darlene has assisted several local charities, including Friends of Fido and Legacy Dog Rescue, through fundraisers and seasonal parties. She regularly holds drives to collect items such as cold weather gear for the rescue mission of the Mahoning Valley and toys for Akron Children's Hospital. Darlene Donatello. Please join me in another round of applause for these 6 nominees.
I'd like to ask our next group of nominees to join Mr. Humphreys. Patricia Durkin, Paulette Eddington, Dr. Sergel Erzurum, Anna Marie Kleka, Deanna Marchionda, and Vicki McGee. Please come to the stage. Joining AIM Leasing in 2006, Vice President of Human Resources, Patricia Durkin, is responsible for 1,200 team members across a 21-state footprint. Under her leadership, the company experienced one of its lowest injury rates ever. She also developed a career development program that increased employee retention to above 55% in an industry in which average driver turnover is 100%. Patricia is a member of the Executive Committee of the United Way of Youngstown and Mahoning Valley, and with her family helped to create the Rosemary Durkin Initiative in remembrance of her sister-in-law to donate funds to local charities. Paulette Eddington began her career with Trumbull Family Fitness, then known as the Warren YMCA, as program director in 2007. In that role, she created the Kids Program, which has grown into a successful summer youth program. In 2014, she took on the role of director and oversaw the successful transition from the Warren YMCA to the Trumbull Family Fitness. Most recently, she has been developing a strategic plan with the board of directors to rehabilitate the organization's 90-year-old building. Paulette is a board member of the Valley Counseling Foundation, Warren Redevelopment and Planning, and Trumbull County Community Health Progress and Assessment. Dr. Sergil Erzurum, Associate Professor at Neomed and a full managing partner at Eye Care Associates since 1995, has been an innovator introducing procedures such as LASIK and epi-LASIK to the area. She has helped to develop a refractory surgery department and build the Center for Advanced Surgery, which provides high-level surgical care to the region. Dr. Erzurum is the area's first pediatric ophthalmologist. She has helped expand Eye Care Associates to 4 locations. And in 2016, Dr. Erzurum co-founded Sight for All, a program uniting 37 medical professionals to bring free vision services to underinsured patients. Anna Marie Kleka brings more than 25 years of experience in women's health and pediatric nursing to her role as Vice President of Women's Services for Mercy Health Youngstown. In 2014, she successfully transitioned women's health services from Mercy's Youngstown campus to its Boardman campus. The women's services at St. Elizabeth Boardman and St. Joseph's Warren achieved Level 3 and Level 2 accreditations, respectively, assuring that mothers and babies have access to a higher level of care. Anna Marie is a participant in the Mahoning Youngstown Infant Mortality Coalition, Ohio Perinatal Quality Collaborative, and Region 6 Ohio Perinatal Nursing Network. Deanna Marchionda joined Transamerica Financial Advisors at 22 years of age and quickly rose to the ranks of the elite of financial advisors, attaining 6 financial advisement licenses. She was recognized as one of the top personal producers in the nation and in January's Fortune magazine for helping families. Deanna recently published her first book, The Gift of Money, and educates the community on basic financial concepts through seminars and training. The board member of the Rich Center for Autism has helped raise more than $1 million for the organization through the Par Golf outing and auction. After working in retail and human resources industries for 30 years, Vicki McGee took the initiative to become her own boss. Simply Scarves and Such began as an online boutique in 2013 and quickly grew into a flourishing business. Vicki has opened 4 brick-and-mortar stores since 2014 with plans for 6 more in the next 5 years. An advisor to the Canfield High School's Introduction to Business class, where she mentors 28 students in collaboration with Junior Achievement, Vicki also regularly presents to various organizations and charities, such as Rotary and Kiwanis clubs and local schools. Can we please give a round of applause to our second group of nominees?
I would now like to ask our final group of nominees, Ginny Pasha, Tracy Schuler-Vivo, Sue Strickland, Patricia Sweeney, Cheryl Tarantino, and Kathy Warhatch, to join Mr. Humphreys near the stage, and then to join Marty and Helen on stage as I read your introduction. Ginny Pasha, President and CEO of the United Way of Trumbull County since 2013, has made partnerships with those who share a desire to improve the community one of her top priorities. She helped initiate the Community Conversation Program to identify the most important health and human services needs in the county, and the organization has exceeded its annual revenue goal for 3 years to implement programs to address those needs. Ginny also secured funding to launch the Reading Great by 8 Early Literacy Initiative. She is a member of the Northern Trumbull County Community Foundation Board and Trumbull County Mental Health and Recovery Board, among many others. As a professional performer, choreographer, director, and producer, Tracy Schuler-Vivo has brought her talent and love for the performing arts to the Cheney Visual and Performing Arts program. She helped develop the program 6 years ago, and it has been hailed by industry professionals for its ability to connect students to a variety of artistic outlets. Though Tracy has worked with a number of internationally known entities, including MTV, Nickelodeon, and Paramount Pictures, her greatest honor has been helping young people find a voice through artistic expression. She serves as an assessor for gifted and talented students for the Mahoning County Educational Service Center. Senior Vice President of Marketing, Sue Strickland, began working for Simon Roofing in 2010 as the company's only marketing representative. In just 6 years, she has grown the department into a one-stop marketing shop of 5 employees and has been promoted twice. In that time, sales figures have grown by 38%, and Simon Roofing has become the 11th largest roofing contractor in the country. Sue is the chairwoman of the board for the Potential Development School for Students with Autism, for which she has helped to raise more than $300,000 through events such as the Mahoning Valley Pizza Cook-Off. Patricia Sweeney became the first female health commissioner for the Mahoning County District Board of Health in 2012. She has added 21 staff members since, increased minority staff representation by 18%, and grown the budget by $3 million without additional tax support. One of Patricia's major achievements was leading a coalition of more than 30 community organizations to seek out the county's most pressing public health issues, and then obtaining grant funds to implement programs to address those issues. The NeoMed faculty member serves as Northeast District Director for the Ohio Association of Health Commissioners and Mahoning County Representative to the Governor's Commission for Infant Mortality Prevention. Cheryl Tarantino has been the Executive Director of Northeast Ohio Adoption Services since 2013. When changes in funding left the organization's future in question, Cheryl turned things around by forming a strategic partnership with the Dave Thomas Foundation, hired additional adoption recruiters, and created a new division called Foster for a Difference. Since then, public support funds for the agency have doubled, and Cheryl's team has increased the average number of foster children in homes from 13 to 34. Cheryl belongs to the Ohio Association of Child Caring Agencies, Family Builders Network, and Family and Children First Council. Kathy Warhatch began her career with Key Bank in 1979 as a loan collector, and since then has taken on increasingly challenging leadership roles within the organization. Senior Vice President since 2010, Kathy has implemented a number of practical processes, including for fraud reduction and a state-of-the-art teller system, that have saved her company hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. Managing all branches east of Akron, Kathy was Key Bank's second-ranked area leader in the entire country for 2016. She is a Women United board member and currently serves on the executive board of Junior Achievement as treasurer. Can we please give a final round of applause to this group of nominees? Of course, we're going to keep you in suspense a bit longer, and we'll name our 2017 Athena Award recipient a little later. And in a moment, Attorney Marty Bushy is going to introduce our speaker for the evening. But first, I ask you to direct your attention to the screens once more.
Something that no one, well maybe two people may know about me is I loved to play football. I have 3 brothers, no sisters, so growing up I played a lot out in the yard and we played football. And in the 7th grade, a couple friends and I tried out for the middle school football team, but my father would not let me play, so.
I've traveled to 40 different countries, and I have a funny story that only a couple people know about. When I was traveling in my line of work in the entertainment industry, I found myself one Christmas stranded in this little itty-teeny tiny airport. It was an island airport in the middle of nowhere, and nobody was in the airport, and I was feeling pretty sorry for myself that I was stuck there. Because I was traveling, I had on a pair of jeans and a concert t-shirt. It happened to be a 1979 Rolling Stones concert t-shirt, and as I'm sitting there bummed out, this group comes up to me and they say hello and they're complimenting me on my t-shirt, and as I look up to say thank you, and as they're walking away, I realize that these guys look pretty familiar. It was the Rolling Stones.
Very few people know that when I was at University of Texas, I took a lot of courses in music. I was chosen to be a member of the Varsity Singers, and I also played the piano.
I think an interesting story about myself is that my mother was the first female on the Boardman Board of Education. I followed in her footsteps and became the first female student council president at Boardman High School, and we got some honors and we were in the newspaper for that. Kind of female Kaler power.
When I'm in the car, all by myself, I sound just like Adele. She'd be jealous. I have to tweet her.
Well, folks that know me know that I'm a 20-year enthusiastic swim mom, a 10-year cancer survivor, and I've been crazy enough to jump out of an airplane. But what folks don't know about me is after a very long, hard, trying day where I just need to get my mind off of things, I'm a Candy Crush junkie.
I not only talk to myself out loud sometimes, but I do it in a British accent. And recently, I was shopping in Hobby Lobby, and I was trying to do a million things, and I caught myself not only talking to myself out loud, but talking to myself in a British accent. And I started to laugh because I thought, oh my gosh, if somebody heard me and they say, oh, where are you from? Boardman really wouldn't make sense, so.
I started playing the drums probably when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and what was kind of neat about that is that there weren't many girls who was doing it, and so I was kind of you know, out there doing this thing that not a lot of females were doing, and that was kind of cool. And I still today beat on things. I don't play like I used to, but if anybody catches me at the stop sign or the red light at Wick Avenue, they're going to see me hitting my hang tag, because I have my pre-warm-up playlist that I play before I go to work every morning.
That was very interesting and enjoyable. But now it is my distinct honor to introduce our very first ATHENA Award recipient for remarks this evening. Helen Pays has been the development coordinator for the Greater East Ohio chapter of the Alzheimer's Association since 2010. In this role, Helen is responsible for fund development, and that includes directing fundraising events and collaborating with businesses, foundations, and community groups in philanthropic efforts and programs for the Alzheimer's Association. Helen's career began in broadcast news. She worked for local media outlets on air and in management positions. She served as public affairs coordinator and spokesperson at the General Motors Lordstown complex before joining the Vindicator as its director of community affairs. And it was in this position that Helen was recognized with the ATHENA Award in 1990. Helen later became the Vice President of Business Services and Public Relations at the Regional Chamber before joining the Alzheimer's Association. She has had a long-time passion for community service in our valley and has contributed in numerous ways. She served as a member of the board for several nonprofit organizations, including Leadership Mahoning Valley, of which she is a founder and graduate of the leadership program, Hospice of the Valley, Junior Achievement, Beatitude House, and the American Red Cross. Helen is currently a member of the Board of Directors of the Association of Fundraising Professionals, and she has served as chair of the National Philanthropy Day Award Program and vice president of programs for the AFP. As a member of the Junior League of Youngstown, Helen served on the board of directors and chaired many projects and programs. In addition to the ATHENA Award, Helen was awarded the Ohio Community Leadership Award for Program Leadership for her work with Leadership Mahoning Valley. She has been recognized as the YWCA Woman of the Year in the business category, and while working in broadcast news, she served as president of the Ohio Associated Press Broadcasters, the first woman elected to that position by her peers. She also served as a member of the board of directors of that same organization. Helen earned a Bachelor of Science degree in communications from Ohio University, and she has completed postgraduate studies in management at Youngstown State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Helen Pace.
Thank you so much, Marty, and it is a pleasure to be here with you tonight, and what a wonderful evening it is, truly. You know, there are many times an idea comes to life by accident. There are times when an idea comes to life by design, by purpose. There are times when an idea comes together by accident and design. And when those two forces merge, they become a movement, forging new ground, creating a new paradigm. That's not unlike the beginnings of the ATHENA Award. When Martha Mayhood Mertz, a Lansing, Michigan entrepreneur, as you heard a little bit earlier, looked around business meetings and recognition programs, she noticed that the outstanding business and professional women were simply not in those circles. You have already heard of Martha's intention to change that with the establishment of the ATHENA Award in collaboration with the Chamber and General Motors. She brought the idea to life by design. That resulted in a movement to honor professional women for their accomplishments, both nationally and internationally. Then, by accident, that idea, that movement, was brought here to the Mahoning Valley in 1990. As you also heard before, I guess we didn't sync our statements beforehand, but it's good to repeat something that is a good thing. Anyway, Dorothy Perrin brought it to the Chamber. She was with the Youngstown Business and Professional Women's Club, and she just happened to see that exquisite sculpture and brought the accidental idea, which then became, by design, a movement, and is now this wonderful annual event that we embrace on this monumental evening. As the first recipient of the ATHENA, I am continually humbled to be connected with the ATHENA and the nearly 1,000 women who have been nominated over the years, and the 25 women, counting tonight, who have received the ATHENA Award. All of you represent both a powerful and empowered network impacting your work world, your families, your communities, and other women who are inspired by what you do and aspire to achieve what you have achieved. As we glimpse back to the start of the ATHENA here, I do want to emphasize that the ATHENA Award dinner of 1990 looked considerably different from the experience you're enjoying this evening. The first award dinner was held at the former Wick Pollock Inn, and some of you remember that, and now the resident of YSU President Jim Tressel and Mrs. Ellen Tressel. In fact, the venue of the first ATHENA was likely not too far from their living quarters, I would imagine. I was informed in advance that I would be receiving the award and would be seated at the head table. Those who had also been nominated didn't know why I was seated at the head table, and I didn't know that they didn't know. The element of surprise and not knowing the name of the Athena recipient until the appointed time, which will be soon, is now a very exciting part of this program. This evening, at our head table, women occupy most of the seats. Tom, we're very happy to have you here, representing Key Bank and supporting this program. But I was the only woman surrounded by all men. In 1990 and 1991, Marie Cartwright and I received the beautiful sculpture, which is clearly a work of art, but neither of us received the diamond and gold pin that a recipient receives until much later, and I'm wearing mine proudly tonight, and I'm sure some other recipients are as well. It was a year later that I received my pin, and probably several months later for Marie. The beautiful pins were provided by the Oldsmobile division of GM. That's right, I said Oldsmobile, which of course is no longer in business. The iconic GM car division was a major sponsor of the ATHENA Award, and we are always and will be eternally grateful for Oldsmobile for its generosity. The Vindicator came on board as a co-presenter with the Regional Chamber in 1995 and has generously given so much promotion to this award program. I don't think there's another community in the country that gets the same kind of promotion that the ATHENA Award has given, and providing full-page ads of our nominees. It's truly gratifying to see that. However, in 1990, there was no coverage of the event, only a tiny paragraph, which you may have seen on the screen earlier in the evening, with my photo, which, by the way, was the size of perhaps a large postage stamp. It was, however, on the business page. I give him credit for that. I wasn't really offended. I didn't know. I mean, we didn't really understand the significance of this award. But I do say, and Nina, I'll probably have to check with you to see who the business editor was that time and see why they couldn't do a little bit better with that. But it certainly is an illustration of just how far the program has come over the years and the realization of the significance of the ATHENA. It's interesting to reflect upon all of the nominees and recipients. The nominees, just as all of us do, come from every segment of the community. Some have considerable visibility because of their chosen professions in the community, and others a little less visible, yet all have remarkable achievements to their credit. Those who have received the ATHENA Award have come from the ranks of many professions, including medicine, banking, finance, law, hospital administration, healthcare, media, education, business, all representing the best in their fields. Keynote speakers have always been a special highlight of these programs over the years as well. A few years ago, Annie Byler, the founder of Auntie Annie's Pretzels, revealed how she overcame struggles and grief and developed a nationwide business that led her to places that she could not have imagined going growing up in Amish country in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And Martha Mayhood Mertz, tremendous lady, founder of the ATHENA, told us how we could truly transform our lives and urged us to be our true, authentic selves. Keynote speaker and recipient Lynn Cavalier, executive with First Energy, challenged us to do the right thing at the right time for the right purpose, even when the rising tide might tell us otherwise. Lynn provided the tribal wisdom attributed to Dakota Plains people, which emphatically stated, "When the horse is dead, dismount." And although you may have heard that phraseology before and laugh a little bit like you did right now over its directness, it does remind us to leave the past behind and move forward, seeking greater opportunities. Another keynote speaker, Sandra Payanalto, former Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Reserve Bank in Cleveland, imparted a story of wisdom and life balance and juggling all the balls in our life. She told of two balls, one a rubber ball, which could be bounced continually with no apparent damage. It represents our work life. The other, a glass or crystal ball, represents our families, friends, community, and those aspects of our lives that need the highest attention and the most delicate care. If that glass ball breaks, it can be cracked, chipped, or even broken in hundreds of pieces. Sandra said that no matter how important your professional life is, and it is important, protect those people and aspects of your life that are so critically important. Beth Mooney, CEO and chair of Key Bank, who was a keynote speaker 2 years ago, encouraged women to persist in their goals and knock on doors until your voice is heard, even in the face of roadblocks and challenges. Well-educated and capable, she was relegated to clerical duties in her early career before her ascent to a tremendously successful career in the banking industry. There are so many others that had similar life stories that moved us at these previous ATHENA Award programs. My reflections of the ATHENA Award represent how incredible it is to see this notable program continue and thrive for these many years. These ATHENA reflections are not only mine, which I have been honored to relay this evening, but they are ours in both an individual and collective sense. This evening is a celebration for all our nominees, now bonded to a special network of women who have made outstanding achievements in their professions, who care deeply about this community by giving back in monumental ways, and who are willing to lift other women who are entering the workforce for the first time, or perhaps those who are re-entering their professions after taking time out to rear a family. As we celebrate the women here tonight, we also stand in appreciation for you gentlemen who have supported our nominees in the workplace by nominating them for the ATHENA Award and by recognizing the impact that our nominees have made and will continue to make in the future. So please continue your support of these nominations. Also, as I reflect on the ATHENA, it is impressive that this is, and Tom, this is why I ask you how many times you've been at the ATHENA Award. I think it's 23 times. Is that right? It is impressive that this is the 23rd ATHENA that Tom Humphreys, our chamber CEO, has attended this wonderful program. Tom, we salute you and thank you for your support over these many years. And without the leadership of Jan Strassfeld, who was on the executive staff of the chamber and a strong advocate of the ATHENA, we probably wouldn't be here this evening either, celebrating ATHENA number 25. Jan, thank you. And we extend our gratitude to Kim Calvert, who is currently carrying on the great tradition and legacy of ATHENA, along with the current chamber staff and the ATHENA committee. Even after 25 years of nominees and recipients, there is still an abundance of talented women who deserve to be recognized. So perhaps ideas or movements of change aren't just an idea by accident or an idea by design, but they are just meant to be when powerful forces come together for good. The Athena program is just meant to be. It is important to the Mahoning Valley. Let's keep that momentum going. And finally, to our Athena nominees and the 2017 Athena recipient, who will be named shortly, it is my hope that you are embracing and celebrating a time this evening that you will remember for the rest of your lives. Thank you so very much.
Helen, thank you very much for those inspiring words and reminding us of the inspiring words that we've heard over the years. And I think there are two additional points that bear repeating tonight. You are all part of this movement, and as Kim mentioned earlier, our Mahoning Valley Athena Awards dinner is one of the 5 largest ceremonies in the United States. And I think that speaks volume about the continued commitment of our community. And I'll be so presumptuous as to paraphrase Plato and remind us, as what's written on our statue, that which is honored will be cultivated. And that's what we all continue to do with events like this and as we go back to our workplace and continue to mentor women. Helen, on behalf of the Athena Committee, I'd just like to offer you a token of our appreciation. Now, before we announce the recipient, we have one more set of videos we'd like to share with you. And this video focuses on what is your best advice for working women.
To be honest, hardworking, look for the silver lining in life, to believe in yourself, and whenever possible, take the path less traveled by. For me, that's made all the difference.
The best advice that I would give to young women is that, and really women from any age, is really kind of make your mark and figure out what you're passionate about. Really in life, when you think about it, what we do in our jobs and our careers consume the majority of our time. And so if we're not happy with what we're doing, it's going to really bleed over to everything else that we do in life.
Be true to yourself. Follow your heart. Follow that passion that drives you to succeed. Aim high and never ever quit, and stand true and strong in adversity. Even when you think it's really, really tough and you can't do it, don't quit.
Women have made a lot of progress over the last 40 years, but there is still a long way to go to overcome gender bias in the workplace. So for young women who aspire to be leaders, I would give 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, know who you are. Number 2, be confident. And number 3, persevere.
Be true to yourself and really recognize the strengths that you bring to the table, and not to be intimidated no matter what setting you're in. I've had people ask me about working in manufacturing and whether as a woman that's hard, and I think it's a funny question because I think the manufacturers that I work with recognize what I bring to the table, and it's a skill set that they needed at the time. And so that would be my advice, is be true to yourself and recognize your strengths and go with confidence.
I think that when we get in a role of leadership, that it's really important that we embrace those around us and really take the time and spend time with them to answer their questions, learn from them, mentor them. But everyone at my office calls me Mama Cheryl, so maybe I take that role a little too serious, but I do believe that everyone knows that they're an important member of my team and I care about them personally, professionally, and I think that we can leave a mark on other people if we just take that little bit of extra time.
My advice for women is be confident, be genuine, stay true to yourself, stay coachable, take risks. It's not fatal to fail. When you do fall, be sure to bounce back up. And people will look to you to see how you handle your mistakes. So be accountable and learn from them.
And if you're true to yourself,
your business will always come out. But I say kind of live those cliches. A lot of people hate them, but work like nobody's watching. If life hands you lemons, make a lemon martini. Don't have fresh lemons, think positive. Make a chocolate martini, life will be good. But I think all that positive energy is what I would say as good advice.
I think I can sum it up with 3 words, and it's listen, learn, and love. I don't think you can do enough of any of those 3 things. I think that the more you listen instead of talking, the more you learn, and the more that you will be listened to when you do speak. I think learning, I look at it as food for my brain, so the more that you can learn from mentors, books, classes, colleagues, parents, children, whomever, I think it will do you well throughout your life. And love, I think, is very important, because you have to love what you do. If you don't, life's too short to be miserable. If you don't love what you do, I really think it's important that you find a way to reinvent yourself so that you can do something every day that you truly love.
Now, it's my honor and privilege to announce our 2017 ATHENA Award recipient. Our recipient has been very driven throughout her career and worked extremely hard to help those in her community. And her first job after graduating from college would set the course for a long but fulfilling journey to where she is today. Our recipient is a healthcare professional, attorney, educator, and community leader. After working for many years as a staff nurse, she went on to pursue concurrently a Master's of Health and a Juris Doctorate degree, which would ultimately lead Patricia Sweeney to becoming the Health Commissioner of the Mahoning County District Board of Health. Prior to joining the Board of Health, Patricia taught public health law and ethics at the University of Pittsburgh Graduate School of Public Health, and also served as the Associate Director for Law and Policy at its Center for Public Health Practice. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating our 2017 ATHENA Award recipient, Mrs. Patricia Sweeney.
Unbelievers. Unbelievable. Thank you so much.
We'll pin you after.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow. My daughter said, Mom, you do have to prepare words. I said, it's not possible, so don't worry. I really don't need to. No, Mom, you really need to. So, okay. This is truly a surprise. First, as a community member, I really would like to thank the Chamber and the Vindicator for making the ATHENA program a reality in this community and for making it a premier event in the Valley each year. Your commitment to honoring professional women in the Valley for 25 years is truly to be commended. I also want to thank this evening's sponsors. This is truly a lovely event, and I have attended it many times over the years and always enjoy it. Your support as sponsors makes this a truly elegant evening. That said, I am truly shocked to be standing here right now, and I am shaking to my core. Just being included in this group of honorees is a sincere honor. While I didn't know every one of the nominees prior to tonight, reading about each of their accomplishments in the program and then listening to the videos has been so humbling and inspiring. What an amazing group of women with so many different and professional backgrounds being represented. I'd venture to say that we all got here today through different paths. If I told you that it was clear to me when I was a young child that this is exactly where I would be standing at this stage in my career, I wouldn't be telling you the truth. Much of my path has been the result of blessings, good luck, great mentors, a few not so great mentors,
and a lot of faith. Opportunities sought, missed, some found, and some created. I became the health commissioner in Mahoning County in 2012. It is good work, and work that I truly love. Every day when I'm in my car and I head to the office, I feel blessed to have the opportunity to share my passion for population health and to serve the residents of Mahoning County in this way. But this is not work that can be accomplished in a vacuum. In the words of Margaret Mead, it requires a group of thoughtful, committed citizens to change the world. And at the Mahoning County District Board of Health, we have a great team of citizens, and some of them are right there, all sincerely committed to making our corner of the world, Mahoning County, a safer, healthier place to live and work and play for everyone. We truly have a great team. Throughout my career, I have been blessed to work with great teams. First as a nurse at St. Elizabeth Hospital, working with a team of professionals committed to providing the highest quality and compassionate care possible. Then as a home care business owner with a team of employees striving to maintain the comfort and dignity of those in our care through the final stages of their life. And then as a University of Pittsburgh faculty member, teaching and mentoring public health professionals, future public health professionals. And in my personal life, I was blessed with loving parents and a remarkable and talented and generous sister, Maureen, who is here tonight. And I have an amazingly strong and supportive partner, my husband, Douglas, of 40 years. Together, we created our own wonderful team. Our three daughters, Alexa Bacan, Andrea Wagner, and Carolyn Sweeney, are all successful women in their own right and are now creating their own strong teams. Doug and I have been blessed with 6 grandchildren who I believe are the best grandchildren in the world. Just ask any grandmother and they'll say the same thing. I know it was spoken when I came up that I'm the first woman to hold the position of health commissioner in Mahoning County. I'd venture to say that many of those of us being honored tonight are either the first in their role as well, or one of the first. And what I'd like to be sure that we share is most of us would not be, I know myself for certain, would not be in this current position if it were not for the women who came before us and the sacrifices they made. Think about all of the women that forged the path for us to have the right to vote, to own property, to become educated, to have access to birth control, and to control our own reproductive choices. We must always remember that those who came before us, and remember those or from whence we came, and recognize just how fragile those rights are. It is our responsibility to do what is needed to keep those doors open and to open new doors for the generations of women that are yet to come. That will be our legacy, because when women of the community thrive, the community thrives. Those of you who know me know I'm a bit of a country music fan. And last year, Tim McGraw had a song out that was called Always Stay Humble and Proud, or Kind. One verse of that song said, when you get where you're going, remember to turn around and help the next one in line. I keep that in my mind every day. Please accept my humble appreciation for this award. I am truly deeply honored. Thank you so much.
Hold on, let's open. I'm not sure I'm going to be very good at doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
I should have put my glasses on. There. No, it's not very scary. It's before we do pictures, we'll. Thank you so much. Here you go. Don't forget that. Hold it by the bottom. You doing the wrap? Who's doing the wrap up?
Well, everyone, as we finalize the events of this very special evening, I would like to add my own words of admiration for every impressive, successful nominee that we have here tonight, and there are all of you that are here. And Pat, as our Athena recipient this year, you have shown this community the tremendous accomplishments a woman is capable of achieving in a position of great responsibility. My sincere congratulations to you. I think it was fitting that our very first Athena recipient was able to reflect on the honorable tradition of the Athena in the Valley, and we thank Helen for joining us this evening and for her words that were so interesting and such a good look back. I think what counts most of all here tonight is that all of us have not just risen to our current positions, but I think we've really done one heck of a job getting here and staying here and moving forward. So I congratulate all of you for that, and you make us all proud. Thank you to all of our sponsors for your generosity, which makes this event possible every year. And lastly, I just want to say how much we appreciate all of the people that come to this event, the family and friends of the nominees, and those of you who are here just merely to support the idea of the Athena, that you believe in the mission, and that you are here to applaud the excellence of all the women involved. Thank you very much, and good night.